I found a load of peanut butter in my cupboards the other day. Pretty much 2.1 kilos of peanut butter. So with that in mind, today's video to clear my cupboards is a big old batch of recipes using peanut butter that you might have lying around your house. Hopefully not 2 kilos. When I say that out loud, 2 kilos of peanut butter, that's an awful lot, isn't it? Stuffed cookies. It's my aim to get through most of this today if I can. If not, the dog will love it. So that is 250 grams of peanut butter. And this is the icing sugar. Now, if we mix this together, so obviously the sugar will add a bit of sweetness, but also it will give it even more stability and make it moldable. Slightly paler in color maybe, but what this does is it means, and I believe you can do this with Nutella too, you can get a piece like that, roll it up. I'm gonna stick it on the baking parts. In fact, this will go in the freezer like that. By freezing it and locking it in, when we bake it, that should hopefully make it nice and oozy. I've never done it, but we'll find out. Recipe number 2 is truffles. Now these need a whopping 350 grams of peanut butter. I was like, oh yeah, I've got loads of peanut butter for today. Look, that's how much is left out of one jar already from these 2 recipes. The irony if I end up having to make my own homemade to get by. This is everything else for the truffles. These are some white chocolate chips. Actually, part of this truffle recipe is fairly similar to the core of our cookies in that it's going in the freezer too. There we go then, that is nice and warm. Quite similar steps now with the icing sugar going in. Remember, I just picked out some like simple, easy recipes, but it's not just that. A massive, massive dollop of peanut butter is going in there too. So it has gone a more consistent color, but you can see from that, that is noticeably, like massively like stickier. But that's basically because that white chocolate is still warm. By setting it in the fridge, that should firm it up and help us be able to shape it. I'm not trying to promote peanut butter beauty products, but my hands feel like really smooth now. All right, so whilst that's just firm up in the fridge, these are some pretzels, they're salted. Okay, so I've not completely demolished those, but I basically like reindeer antlered them. So just lightly bash them like this size, or maybe slightly smaller is fine. Lightly oiling my hands, ironically in the spray air fryer oil, and we can just tear it off. The oil is helping here to shape it slightly into the truffle shape we want. These will be going in the freezer next to our stuffed cookie filling, and they look pretty much identical. However, we'll make more of these. A lot more, and as my hands were getting warmer, some of them just started to like misshape and actually warm up and go, ooh, I'm peanut butter. So the cool thing is we can get them in the freezer, no pun intended, literally no pun intended, sorry. But look, if I can show you, yeah, that needs to set. All right, so that's firming up. We can switch to recipe number 3, which is peanut butter Rice Krispie treats. So you could take this so many different ways, more chocolate. You could even go for like a peanut butter jelly or jam in the UK. Twist with that sort of spread into it, or even in the middle, on the top. But I kind of wanted peanut butter to be the star of this video, so we're going to keep it fairly normal. Well, we could do a drizzle. Maybe we'll do a drizzle. I love Rice Krispie treats. It's sort of like a comforting thing, and they're quite fun to make, right? So we've got salt and butter, some marshmallows, and these are some budget Rice Krispies. Yes, that's kind of been like my aim today. It's like to go for ingredients that you've hopefully just got lying around the house. You might not have 2 kilos of peanut butter, but you know what I mean. Typically, most of these things, as we just add salt and butter, you could just like make it. I actually wonder if any of you guys make this, you'd be like, yeah, I had all of this lying around my house. Because other than the Rice Krispies, that's it. It needs to be stirred regularly to stop it burning with the sugar in there. But just while that's still quite low, this is the base of our truffles that had the white chocolate in. And what I've been doing whenever I've had a spare minute is just taking them out. You can see this is one I haven't shaped. It's quite bumpy. You see that? Yeah. With a little bit of a roll, you've got a lovely shaped truffle. Right, back to the marshmallows. So we just keep melting this up now, and all of that is what is gonna link the Rice Krispies together. Oh, there we go. Look at this marbling. That's amazing. Do keep it stirring though, like I say, because the bottom of that pan is just desperate to burn. All right, there's me Rice Krispies in a big old bowl, and here is our mixture. So we literally go crazy. See, I love that stretchiness. It's almost like fibrous, isn't it? It's one of my most favorite things to make this. This is a greased squared tin. These are my greased hands. I should be able to grab it. Oh wow, that is so fun. And press it into the greased tin, okay? So yeah, we could have put chocolate chunks in it too. We could drizzle chocolate on top for it to set. But I want peanut butter to be the hero. So I've ended up just spreading an entire layer of peanut butter on the top. We just let that set and that's done. All right, there are our truffles out of the freezer. I've got some dark chocolate here. So let's dunk or drop or dollop cold truffle into the melted chocolate, which alone on its own like that, absolutely amazing. But now straight into the pretzels and a little bit like breading. Look at this absolute mountain of pretzels on there. Oh, not that one though. The chocolate will set quite quickly, but we do need to put this back in the fridge. I'm going to do this loads more times. I love the sort of random chunkiness of these ones. This one I did a drizzle of chocolate and then bashed it up fine. So I had a load of like pretzel dust on there and that looks really good. The bottom line is you can do it so many different ways. With the coldness on there, it's set. So you just put it in an airtight container until you want to eat it, which for me is now. Oh my gosh. You've got that crunchy outside, the chocolate, pretzels falling off, but the middle is softened and absolutely delicious. I love the colours on it. That's really, really cool. The salt as well really does give it a little kick. I'm so glad I didn't get sour cream ones now. Can we just agree that that looks blooming awesome? And that's the middle of it there with that peanut butter milk chocolate centre. Really, really good that. It's going to be hard to beat. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't eat any more of those truffles. They are exceptionally addictive. Anyhow, I'm using some more butter, kind of as like a big Sharpie, and just greasing this huge springform tin for recipe number 4. In this bowl to help us make a cake is peanut butter, and chocolate. And you might see that there's chocolate chips and a bar of chocolate. It doesn't matter because it's all going to get melted. It's just stuff that I could find lying around the house. Warm it all through because that is a big chunk of our cake batter. I've tried to warm it so it's not completely obliterated and it's starting to break down and get into one very nice smelling peanut butter mixture. There we go. Can you see that now? That is gorgeous. But let's make it even more chocolatey with cocoa powder. We're going to sweeten it with some sugar. This is a whisk worth taking. Look at that. That's suddenly gone very cakey. 1, 2, a bit of shell. 3, 4 eggs. And another bit of shell. Why does that now remind me of chocolate orange? It's not, it's egg yolk, but we break that up, mix it together because all of this combined is basically our cake batter. And before our eyes, I can feel the thickness getting massively different already. I mean, look at that. All of that in there. Let's get that mixture right in there. It's very shiny. When it bakes though, it'll probably go a lot more matte. All right, my top hat of peanut butter fun. In it goes for at least half an hour. So from one tin to another, this, I actually did put it in the fridge. I didn't need to, but look, elevator of peanut butter, Rice Krispie treats, and now my hand is stuck in there, brilliant. Ah, look at that, the big mat of peanut butter infused. Such a simple thing, that Rice Krispie treat, but there is that peanut butter flavour wedged in there. You're not tasting the marshmallow, it is basically like having peanut butter Rice Krispies in a block. Slightly sweetened. I perhaps next time would put jam on there and like weave it through with like a bamboo skewer or something like that, but there is a recipe coming up with that in a bit. Bloomin' stonking. So whilst that's baking away, we'll do a nice quick one. This is a peanut butter fondue dip. Some light brown sugar. Do we just want to melt this first of all, just the butter and the sugar? So back to the scene of the crime where we made the Rice Krispie filling. Obviously this is just the 2 ingredients for now. There we go, look at that. This is extremely cheeky. That is about 300 grams of peanut butter and an absolute mountain of white chocolate chips. And that's not it. There'll be one other ingredient that doesn't like the heat in a minute, but this needs melting. We can't just have it like that. Looks like some white gravel on someone's driveway. Oh, can I capture this? Oh my word, look. It reminds me of like Kinder Bueno filling. Oh wow, look, 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 look. And there it is. Last thing that goes in, cream. This should look pretty cool too. Oh, and you can see the rest of it starting to gobble it up now and it's becoming back to that one consistent colour. A lot of stirring today, a lot of colour changing, a lot of texture change. And that is a very quick peanut butter fondue. I'm not saying you want to stick it in a chocolate fountain, but marshmallow, ooh. Oh, that is really good. It was slightly still warm, creamy. You don't really taste the white chocolate in there, so maybe I would have it for this recipe. In fact, I think I will when I type it up. But like, It just cloaks it really well like that. Right, cake. Oh, I tell you what, I can even see from there. Yep, that's come out clean. We'll let this cool. We're gonna make that cake look a little bit nicer. In this saucepan is a solitary blob of peanut butter. Also, some more double cream. We're not making a fondue this time. This will help make a ganache. So we're just gonna get this nice and warm. So it mingles and drives that flavor into the ganache. Because just here, we've got chocolate chips. Obviously, you could buy a bar of chocolate and grate it up. Whenever I make a ganache now, I'll get the cream nice and hot. The smaller the pieces of chocolate are, so chocolate chips are kind of ideal for that. It will melt quicker. Beautiful, look at that. Really nice warm cream. Every second counts, so let's get that chocolate in there. Milk chocolate, boom. That's just had a little bit of a shock. My wooden spoon, come on, the mighty spoon. Let's keep going, oh wow. There we go. Ganache vibes. I love it so much. I love ganache. We've had a very good day, folks. And these are all so simple to make. Right, that mildly peanut butter infused ganache is going on the peanut butter flourless cake. Oh yes. Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, fantastic. But I've got some, oh, that's quite echoey. I've got some peanut butter left. And I've just bung that in the microwave. And I'm just gonna dollop it very roughly. And if you want this pretty and gorgeous looking, you've come to the wrong place. This is not me. And because it's bitten slightly, it's gonna sort of set in it. That like you can actually make something that looks quite pretty. Like you've actually put way more thought into it, and really I've just sort of splattered that down. Yeah, I think that looks really cool like that. So once it gets to room temperature, I'll put it in the fridge to chill and we move on. The oven is still on, we might as well make the most of it. We've actually got 2 more things to bake, one of which was the first thing right at the start of the video, those stuffed cookies. Let's get them done now. Okay, so to get us started, we have got peanut butter and butter. Remember, there's peanut butter already in the center of these cookies. I've very nearly used all of it up. This is brilliant. This is a mixture of light brown and white caster sugar, and we're just gonna mix this together. So you like how you like cream together butter and sugars? We're actually creaming peanut butter too. But now let's bring it back to Cookie Town. Plain flour, pinch of salt, thank you Boston, bicarbonate of soda, and an egg. I ain't giving you peanut butter if you bark at me, all right? Oh, there we go, brilliant, thank you Boston. This is basically our peanut butter cookie dough that's gonna encase our frozen rolled up peanut butter that we did right at the start of the video. And it's been emotional, folks. What a journey so far. We're not done yet. I think I might be saving my favorite one till last. Here they are, nice and firmed. All we want to do really is fully encase our frozen blob, that's what I'm calling it, perfectly. In fact, anything, that coldness, a little bit like how the chocolate set the truffles, might help that grip and hold its shape even better, you know. That's looking awesome. But before we bake it, it's going in a bit of sugar to look like a donut. How about that? So I'm gonna jump to the recipe and done. That's enough, that's gonna be fine. If I leave it too long, they were taking so long to do, the middle might melt and destroy this whole idea. Last one, I had to do something peanut butter and jelly. Was it Elvis that liked peanut butter and jelly? Or maybe with bacon? Ooh, peanut butter jelly bread pudding. So a bit of a spin on a retro recipe of like bread and butter pudding. I don't know if that's that common outside of the UK actually. It might be called bread pudding or something like that, but this is peanut butter jam style. Now I might need more than this. I've got 6 slices at the moment, but let's just get these off. And this is my 3rd jar. That is pretty much how much I've got left. So as long as I don't go too thick on this, we should be okay. Some strawberry jam at the back here. We basically make a bodge sandwich. Peanut butter and jam gets to meet each other. And then, we have got tiny little peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Let's just stack these in here like my lunchbox years ago. Taking it to school. Sandwiches never look the same when they arrive. Look at that. Oh my word. That's gonna need a custard in it, but let's look at those cookies. Ooh. I mean, if I try and eat them right now, they'll be like red hot, but look at them. That sugar dusting's done amazing work. Nothing's exploded, so the freezing theory has worked. They actually look like they've got, yeah, look, a fair bit of movement in it already, so I can put it immediately. Oh no, I just broke it. There we go, that's better. I mean, the good news is they're still cookies. However, just looking at that filling there, I don't know, maybe it'll be gooey when I pull it apart, but it still looks like it's in a ball. I actually gave it like 5 minutes more baking time than suggested, so Hey ho. Time to make the custard. 4 eggs and a teeny bit of shell again. Some vanilla extract, some sugar, and an absolute mountain of cream, which is really, with the eggs, what this all needs. That is gonna drench our sandwiches. So you know how like bread absorbs loads of moisture? That's exactly what we want it to do with our custard mix. And I'm trying to pay good attention to getting it to go over the jam and peanut butter, because by doing that, it's actually gonna probably bond like the jam and custard together. And I might as well use this spatula because I've got it to hand. It's absorbing a lot of that custard into the bread itself. My nan used to love making this. If you've not heard of this pudding before, like literally it's made with bread and butter. It was made with whatever you had lying around, and obviously for me, I had a lot of peanut butter lying around. So I'm gonna leave it like 10 minutes to stand like that, which is perfect because we'll try those cookies now. I don't know how good these have turned out. It should, hopefully, let's just break it in half. Oh yeah, okay. It's very hard to see it, but there are 2 tones of color in there. You've got the outer cookie and then the wedge of it here. So the theory is basically you've got a cookie, peanut butter flavored, wrapped around, well, basically a blob of peanut butter. And right now it's had so much peanut butter and handled so much, warmed it, cooled it, held it. It's the last thing I want. Actually, this halve one, okay? This is my peanut butter jelly knife. This might show it better. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you can see, it's not gooey. Yeah, you're not gonna get that pull apart thing, but you do have that peanut butter core. Oh, I really like that now. But like I say, if that was Nutella, that would be a bit more gooey, whereas these are just sort of stuffed with a secret core, which is good because they almost look like dry sugar cookies where they go, oh wow, what's that? The only thing is, compared to some of the other stuff we've had, it's a touch dry. So when I was making this, remember I said I found that jar of Nutella? Maybe mix that in with it because then it would give it a little bit more gooiness. We could drizzle chocolate on, we could dunk it. But if you're a peanut butter lover, that would definitely tick the box, but there's so many different ways you could take that. Just sticks to your mouth. Well, here we go. That has been 10 minutes and it has reduced very, very slightly down, but the bread is puffed up already. I think it's absorbed as much as it can. This does actually bake typically for a very long time, and that time is now. See, I was very good then. I didn't say peanut butter jelly time, did I? I'm gonna give that 45 minutes, but I'm also gonna give my kitchen an absolute massive clean because we have done a lot today. Here it is out the oven. Oh, lovely browning on the bread. The smell of peanut butter has forever been the story of my day. Yet amongst that, it is baked into that custard, lovely and browned. I was gonna push the middle a little bit more. I mean, it's set, but I want to just have a little bit of colour. Gonna let it cool slightly, but there's still one other thing we've not eaten. Yep, this thing. That looks absolutely outrageous. Oh, look at that. That's exceptional. Oh, look. Can you see how dense that looks? Oh my gosh, it just dropped off. Fantastic. 5-second rule. Oh, wow. That is so nice to have that ganache on there with the peanut butter on there. Oh. I was really hoping that wasn't dry, and the sponge alone isn't, but that just really enhances it. I am missing a sort of like sweet kick to it, so hopefully the jam is still in that last one. Come on. Up you come. Oh, look. The side of the triangle licked still with the jam, where it's sort of merged. And there's still pockets of it there, and the custard. Oh, wow. So it's not quite the prettiest looking thing. This is like quite a rustic dessert. I'll try and get a bit of everything. Ooh, that is so weird. Where has the peanut butter gone? I'll tell you where it's gone. It's pretty much all gone. But in this, you can't taste it. It's not flavoured, the custard. The jam stands out as real sweet notes. If that was the only peanut butter recipe I made today, and I was expecting that kick, I'd actually be pretty disappointed. But I love that it's all merged. It's in there somewhere. But the primary taste is the sweetness of the jam with the custard. Yeah, that is really good though. But there we go. We managed to get through 6 recipes in the end. I got through 3 entire jars. I love that bread pudding. This cake is gorgeous. The cookies were kind of like a surprise filling, but I think my favourite thing out of all of it was actually for the simplicity and how fun they look and how much you can customise them so easily. It will literally be texture town, won't it? I'm kind of like living my best life right now. Hello everybody, it's Barry here. Hope you are well wherever you are in the world. Today I'm being selfish. I want to make something for myself. I'm going to do it and put it on the internet and see if you want to make it too. This probably, can you even see that? Means nothing to you, but it was part of a little dream I had a couple of nights ago about a dessert. And I you know when you remember your dreams? I remembered that and I'm thinking, yes, I want to make it. It's a chocolate peanut butter lasagna, and there's going to be a medley of things in it. We're going to really go to town on it. It's going to be super stonking, and on the other side I put a load of ingredients, just like I was in the supermarket, to be honest. I was walking around trying to reimagine it in my dream, just like grabbing random stuff off the shelf, so I'm sure it's going to taste amazing. The crust is going to be pretzel and Oreo together. The other thing to say, when I was in the supermarket, I literally bumped into Mrs. B. I'm like, oh, I know you. And we literally chatted as if we were someone that we didn't live with. And we just, how are you, know, that sort of stuff. She's actually just out for the moment, but she'll be back in a bit. So hopefully in time to have a little taste. Let's make this epic crust. First up, this is some butter, which we're going to melt in a microwave. We're going to make our pretzel Oreo crust. We want them to be whizzed up separately for later, all right? Next is the pretzels. These are salted. They are only salted because they didn't have plain ones where I went to the shop. They did have the sour cream and chive, but I thought that might be a little bit weird. Is it me, or was that way more fun than it needed to be? It reminded me of that chamber from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Quick, Charlie, burp! In comes the melted butter. We've got our crumbs ready. We want about half of each. Leave the rest for later. Let me just mix this through. It's going to get absorbed. Very, very naughty. I like the idea of just snapping in some just smaller bits, like arms or limbs. Does a pretzel have limbs? I'm not sure. Just in there. Right, so I'm going to preheat my oven because, as I say, we are going to bake this in a loose bottom tin. I did have a round one, and there was a moment before I started this video earlier where I was thinking, do we do round? Do we do square? I just like the fact that this one on the round one's got like a clamp on it and a few little bumps and stuff. It's all nice and smooth, and I'm kind of going for that chocolate peanut butter lasagna vibe. So loose bottom tin to make it easier to get out. This is what we're using. Ugh. It's kind of like got a coarsey like sand texture, but what you want to do is use a spatula and just compress it down first of all to form a crust. You don't have to bake this though. You could put it in the fridge. It's absolutely fine. I just quite like having a baked crust. I don't know, I just like a little bit of snap on it. So that's going in the oven for 10 minutes. Right, the next princess layer in my complicated diagram is PB, which stands for, of course, not personal best, peanut butter. In the time that it's been baking, I've got most of my ingredients for this layer ready, including head whisk. There's a lot of appliances going on today actually, but anyhow, ooh, yes, that's the reminder. We don't want it to burn. Chocolate biscuit base can burn quite quickly, so we'll get that out right now. Literally 10 minutes, folks. Oh, it smells like freshly baked brownies. But just to show you, it's a little bit like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is so soft right now, I can make indentations in it. Look, just leave it and it will firm up. Doon, 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 doon. For the peanut butter filling and the chocolate layer we're going to do on top, some of the ingredients cross over and they both need cream. Just like a freshly retired man, make sure the cream is nice and chilled. A little side note, this guy loves it when I whip cream, don't you? It's like, yeah, see that tongue, mate? I see it. So nice, thick, stiff peaks on there. Put this in the fridge. We're going to divide it up. One for peanut butter, one for chocolate. And the reason we've done the cream for now and put it to one side is we don't want to kind of like keep mixing it. Once it gets to that point, it just kind of goes bleh, okay? Official term again. So this is a packet of full fat cream cheese. I've used like the low fat in the past, and I find that I don't know, it just doesn't seem to have as much bite and hold. Yeah, I remember I did a no-bake cheesecake with lower fat soft cheese. Oh, this should be a bit healthier. And it just would not hold in the fridge. It just came out and be like, well, hey! So butter and cream cheese. And of course, a big dollop of peanut butter. Now you can use crunchy if you want, but I've got a little backup for that. All right, whisking that through until it's nice and thickened. It smells outstanding. Some icing sugar. Well, hey, it's very mystical. Oh, hello, when it does that. Because without that sugar, if you have a little cheeky taste of that, which unofficially I might have just done off camera, it's not very sweet. I mean, not that it needs it. There's a lot of other stuff going in, but icing sugar and some vanilla. Yeah, that went everywhere. Use a bigger bowl. Or like me, this is the biggest bowl I've got at the moment. I just gave it a bit of encouragement with a spatula, a bit slower. Beautiful. And you can see that is nice and firm. So out comes the cream from the fridge, nice and thickened, as I say, and you want to kind of keep that firmness for this to hold its shape once it chills. You see that? It's not stodgy, but it's just there. We don't want to go to all this effort and it's like running everywhere. Put the other half back in the fridge temporarily for the chocolate princess layer. And although head whisk is there, very tempting indeed, we are, like I say, just going to grab that spatula. In fact, you could do the whole steps with a spatula, really. Fold it through. Oh, it's marbling. Oh my gosh. I quite like the idea of leaving it a little bit like that, actually, but we want it fully together. So just before we get to that step, we add one of my favourite things in the world. These are Reese's mini cups, and they conveniently come in a packet unwrapped, which is amazing because there's nothing more annoying than having to unwrap them. It just feels like there's probably like half the amount in there. But remember, these are really easy to make yourself at home. It is literally peanut butter and icing sugar, the filling. Cupcake cases, lime with chocolate, boom. I'm not going to put them all in. I've got this vision of saving some for the top to sprinkle on there, but it's going to really add another dynamic to that peanut butter layer. Like I said, if you wanted to use chunky peanut butter in there with actual bits of peanuts in there, then do it. It will literally be texture town, won't it? Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Sorry, I've got to do that. I mean, I have to, don't I? It's mandatory. That is outstanding. Can you tell I'm making something that I really, really, really love? I'm kind of like living my best life right now. So, hopefully that tin's cooled down. If it hasn't, don't do this yet. If it has, let's get it in. Okay, it's firmed up slightly, but the tin is still warm. So if we put that in there now, it's going to destroy all that effort that we've put in there. So put that peanut butter filling in the fridge until it fully cools. But whilst you're here, if you're enjoying the video, as I always say, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and make sure your notifications are turned on so you're told of all new video uploads, and follow me on social media because I also announce new videos there. As you know, I'm building a garden kitchen at the moment. I've got loads of opportunities to make much more content with my friends and family. I had this idea for like Recipe Lab, where we do recipes, like live stream them, like your crazy concoctions, and see if we can actually make them work. And then I guess I'll have to eat it too. So loads of ideas. Keep the video ideas coming too. Thank you so much for the support. And I'm just going to wait for this to cool down. We can now get our peanut butter filling, which, as I say, I've kept in the fridge. I put it fairly in the middle, and then again pushing down with the spatula, we can rotate this a little bit. I forgot that there was the peanut butter cups in there as well. You can tell that because we've got to push it a little bit, we've got a good hold on there, which is, let's say, really important. We can get this now in and chilling to firm up again whilst we make the chocolate layer. The chocolate layer, we're going to put a bit of peanut kick in there too. And obviously, just to say, this recipe is not for one, although some of you would probably love to try it. It is indeed a big sharer, and then go for a huge run. Right, the chocolate layer. This is reminiscing to my years as a child. Pudding was often, we get it called Angel Delight here in the UK. There are other versions. I guess it's just known as, wow. I guess it's just known as like chocolate pudding. It's similar to chocolate custard, a bit more like moussey in a way, but you just add milk. I'm adding 700 ml of milk. I love that layer in there, and it looks really runny, look. Oh my gosh. But if we whisk this up, so that is dissolved as best we can, and leave it to stand for about 5 minutes, it should thicken up. Look at all those bubbles. Don't fail me now, mate. This is nostalgia. I wanted a bit of nostalgia in this dish. And you could probably just see it. I mean, I can tap it here. The air bubbles have kind of firmed up. We're gonna take the double cream that we thickened earlier. Also, a dollop of the peanut butter. And this is optional. These are some peanut butter chips that I found, also by Reese's. Don't have to use this, or you could just swirl through some more peanut butter, or some more Reese's Pieces. I just liked the difference in color here. So again, we're gonna fold through. And there we go. That is the chocolate peanut butter layer done, and it can go straight on the tin. Spoon to dollop. Oh yeah. Well, there we go. I'm not worried about it being too rough and bumpy. We're all about keeping it nice and chilled, so it's going to go back in the fridge. I'm going to give it a full chill for a solid hour before garnishing it, popping it out, and hopefully eating one of the best things I've ever made. All right, last up is the topping. I have taken a lot of time because I want to be really patient. There's nothing worse than making something like this that goes in the fridge to set, and then you lift it out and it just goes bleh. I really hope that doesn't happen. But for the topping, we've got the Oreo crumbs right from the start of the video. The pretzel ones, I thought we'd go for the little bits that we chopped up there. Some more peanut butter cups. I've grated some white and milk chocolate, and I've got some peanut butter again, but I'm gonna melt this in the microwave. So it looks like this now. 30 seconds in the microwave to loosen it up, and we'll drizzle that on top to make this epic peanut butter medley. Oh my gosh, I hope it comes out all right. Over a solid hour later, oh, that is so nice and cool. I'm just gonna garnish it on there. Oh, this is crazy. And then white chocolate as well. Just grated into little flakes like that, right? So excited to try this. But I'm gonna have some willpower just for a little longer and chill it to hopefully just firm that peanut butter drench up. And then we've got to try and get it out after all this. I don't care if it's just a blobby mess. But if we can get it to pull out in one, it should look great. All right, Mrs. B has appeared.
Hello.
And you're wearing the same as me.
I know.
Got the navy jean combo t-shirt thing going on. Actually, for a change, we're not wearing the same underwear, which is... Do you like peanut butter?
Sometimes. Sometimes it can feel like it's sticking your mouth together though when you eat it.
It is like a bit. Well, hopefully you've loosened it up a bit.
Oh my gosh.
This is my chocolate peanut butter pretzel lasagna. I don't know what I'm calling it. It's just... awesome, and I'm going to be very casual about this. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to sit it down like on this. Oh, it's coming, it's coming.
You want some help?
Yeah, can you support the...
Oh, wait.
No.
No.
This side. There we go. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, what on earth have you made?
What a stonker.
That looks amazing.
It's soft. Be careful, Barry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Look.
Wow.
Look at that. Check that out. You want some?
Yes, please.
I'll put the rest back in the fridge because I do feel it's the sort of thing, it's quite a warm day that if I left it out for much longer, it would probably go brrr.
Yeah?
Brrr. It is an Oreo pretzel crumb, by the way, on the base, okay? Salted pretzels. Yeah!
That is very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, very peanut buttery.
There we go. I was waiting to say, as the peanut butter lover, I was like, what do you think? It's not too overpowering on the chocolate side.
Each layer's got a different texture.
Yeah.
The crunchy biscuit, and then you've got the peanut butter cream, which is
there's actually
slightly firm but soft, and then you've got a soft, fluffy top.
And there's actually some peanut butter cups. I just got one that second bite in the middle layer.
Oh, okay.
There is, in the crust, because they're salted pretzels, a slight salty twang as well. Oh, wow.
I think you only need a little bit though.
You do, but do you generally, I said that, I mean, you could make this for a party and you could have little pieces and it would just hit, that's all you need. But do you now see, look. This is, yeah? This is my new NFT. Do you know what an NFT is?
It's not real.
They're like JPEGs
Digital.
that you buy.
Oh yeah, something like that.
I mean, obviously we really ramped up the naughtiness, but that was my dream. I really wanted to make it and it's blooming gorgeous. But you must share it, okay? At least with 2 people. Probably took like 2.5 hours in total. Nice little activity. Happy wife, happy life. Same clove posse. See you next time.